2 of the Run for Roses Classic here in Louisville, Kentucky, inside the Kentucky Exposition Center. Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Corey. We are in the middle of a busy day of women's basketball from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. So much going on here right behind me inside the Expo Center. Great show here for you coming up. We'll talk to Rick Insell, who's the head coach at Middle Tennessee State, over 1,100 career victories and a 40-year-plus head coach in high school and college basketball. He'll give us his insights. Meghan Ryberg has an amazing comeback story of a terrible ankle injury. You don't want to miss watching that. And plus all the highlights in action from some of the best players and teams throughout the tournament. We'll have all that and more coming up for you in just a little bit. But first, I had a chance to finally walk around this amazing facility here in Louisville, Kentucky. Wait till you see this if you've never been inside the Kentucky Exposition Center. Here's what this tournament is all about. All right, here we are inside the Kentucky Exposition Center. This place is mammoth. This is where the Run for Roses takes place. 78 courts, over 11,000 players, over 1,000 teams. Let's show you around. Merchandise is huge. I mean, there's people, this line is always long. People buying stuff from the tournament. Players that have come and played here before. And a 40-year-plus head coach. You don't want to miss watching that. And plus all the highlights in action from some of the best players and teams here in Louisville, Kentucky. Wait till you see this if you've never been inside the Kentucky Exposition Center. Here's what this tournament is all about. All right, here we are inside the Kentucky Exposition Center. This place is mammoth. This is where the Run for Roses takes place. 78 courts, over 11,000 players, over 1,000 teams. Let's show you around. Merchandise is huge. I mean, there's people, this line is always long. People buying stuff from the tournament. This is just the entryway to the Exposition Center. It goes all the way down. I love this. This is the Hall of Fame class. Let's take a look at this. Well, all the great players that have come and played here before. And there's soon to be adding more names to these pillars and that list of some of the all-time greats. Let's go inside where many of them are playing right now. All right, so here we go. 78 courts. They got 74 of them here, and then there's 4 more in the old Freedom Hall where the Louisville Cardinals used to play up until 2010. This place is just so big. If you turn around and you see this, this is the Run for Roses college coaches that are here at this event. You got some of the main courts here. If you look down, they line all the way through the Exposition Center. And then the main courts with some of the top players and top teams are over here with the stands. Let's go look at this. Ball. Pass the rock. You don't want to pass the rock. Just amazing how this entire thing comes together with all the courts, all the hoops. One of the main courts right here. We'll walk all the way down and see how far this extends. And it keeps going. I mean, this would just be a pretty darn big tournament if itself if it was just here. But it's all the way down this way too. And over here too. Just when you thought that there was no more basketball courts, as I said earlier, 75, 76, 77, 78. And there you have it.
I'm really proud proud of my team. This first game, I mean, against a good team like Cincy Swish, I mean, we did pretty good. We've been practicing pretty hard before Kentucky, just getting ready for this entire tournament, including other ones we'll be playing in. So I'm just really proud of my team, even though we didn't get the win, but still it was a great game overall. This kind of exposure, playing against girls basically all over the United States, different levels of competition. It really improves us individually as players, but also together as a team. This is a learning experience for everybody, each and every one of us. So every game is like a lesson to us. We either improve from it and learn from it as well. We get stronger from it mentally and physically. What I'm looking for in the school in particular is to have a good engineering program. My major, what I want to major in is mechanical engineering or chemical engineering. Also, I want to have a program that is a very family atmosphere, something that I feel like I belong and I do fit in. Not only on the court, we are like best friends on the court, but off the court, we're like family, and including with the coaching staff as well. Overall, the process has been very great. I received some good offers, some very good interest as well. It's been very good overall, and it's just been awesome. University of Miami is definitely number one. That does make me feel like I would have a family atmosphere off the court and on the court. Duke University as well, off and on the court. I would also say LSU too with Coach Nikki as well. We talked on the phone a few times, and she's like, I mean, definitely, like, you'll have the family atmosphere, and also my major and engineering program there is great as well.
And we're now here joined by Rick Insell, the head coach of Middle Tennessee State, over 40 years of coaching high school and college basketball. Great to see you. Thanks so much.
Nice to be here, Mike.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Good.
All right?
Great.
What a tournament. I know this is obviously the biggest, but you're all over the place watching talent all across the country. What do you think of this event, this venue, and the amount of players and teams and coaches that are here?
Well, the tournaments all over the country, you know, they're a blessing to me as a head coach, because I can get all my recruiting done in the summer. You know, I hadn't got time during the year to send my coaches out every night of the week to recruit. We can come to one of these venues, which they're held all over the country, and you know, we can get our list together and get most of our recruiting done in the summer.
Taking your teams to 9 NCAA tournament appearances, coaching All-Americans, WNBA draft picks. I know you're in 7 different Hall of Fames. Do you ever get a chance to look back and realize, you know, how much you've done and the accomplishments and probably the respect that all the other coaches and players give you?
Well, you're always looking for that next player, you know, and that's why we're out here, all of us. This place is full of coaches, and we're all trying, you know, everybody knows where the top 100 players are.
Right.
But those last 200 or 300 players that we're all looking maybe for a diamond in the rough, and you got, you know, 70 floors here and probably 40 or 50 floors in Indianapolis, and maybe 70 floors in Chicago and Atlanta and Dallas, so we're all out.
We don't even know the half of it, but I've always respected the time it takes from college coaches in recruiting, whether it's you or your assistants. And we're not talking about going to see somebody just once. I mean, sometimes you're there 6, 7, 8 times, and you may not even get that player. I don't think people realize all the time that
you're living with the prospect. You're at their every game, go to their high school games. You know, the summer, our challenges in the women's game is not with the event operators, and in a lot of cases, I've coached high school and college.
Right.
You've got a lot of coaches in high school that go from the beginning of the season to their last game. But what about those other young ladies that don't get exposure? You take the travel team coaches, you take the AAU coaches, they're the ones that are out there putting the time in the spring and the summer and giving these kids a chance to get exposure, giving these young ladies a chance to get a college education. My hat's off to them. Now, we do have some challenges, trainers, handlers, whatever you want to call them. That presents a problem to us because they're young ladies, and in some cases they ain't got a dad or a mom to direct them. These type of events is their savior.
Not talking about any specific players or anything like that, but can you remember the amount of times where being at some of these type of events or recruiting at tournaments, you've grabbed a couple of players that nobody else did or you didn't think you'd get?
Oh, every year. Every year you get a young, you know, in a lot of cases, and I went over that, maybe they didn't get the coaching they needed in high school. They come, a travel team coach gets out and he works with them. And then even when they get into college, their sophomore, junior year, they break loose. It happens every year. We see young ladies in the NCAA tournament that nobody really even knew anything about. But because of these exposure events, they're able to get out and people are able to see them, and they get an opportunity not only to play the game, but a college education.
What are the type of things that you're looking for when you do recruit these young women, and that you tell them when you're coming to our school, this is what I'm going to give you, but this is what I need from you?
Well, I think we've all got a system that we recruit to. Not all of us recruit to the same young lady. We recruit to our systems. People that maybe fit my system won't fit Tennessee's or Georgia's or Vanderbilt, and vice versa. But, quickness maybe, lateral quickness, vertical, but all of us are looking for that. But how does she take it when she's taken out of the game? She's going in the bench and pout. She becomes a team player with the rest of her team up with the coach. I look at that, and I'm sure a lot of our coaches do that too.
Last thing, with over 1,100 victories in your career, you've been around this game for so long now. I think you've seen, the development of these players, and you've been able to be a big part of that. It's got to be proud for you to see what they do when they leave your school, when they go on to become the young ladies and young women in the world of what they've done. That's pretty cool.
Mike, I think it's a village. You got your academic people, your enhancement people, you've got your coaching staff, you've got your tutors, and all of our colleges have got that. And when they're exposed to that, that gives them a better chance to succeed in life.
It's great talking to you, Coach. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All the best here.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. Rick Insell with us here from Middle Tennessee State. And now let's talk about a person who's overcome so much. Meghan Ryberg, a terrible ankle injury, but she overcame it. The perseverance of this young woman. Wait till you see this story.
And then when we all look back, Meghan was on the ground, and she kept trying to get up. Obviously couldn't get up. We knew something was wrong with her leg, but we couldn't tell. Luckily, for the grace of God, there was an orthopedic surgeon from one of the players' family from the other team in the stands. And obviously, seeing the injury, we still couldn't tell. We knew it was her foot. We knew it was pointed in the wrong direction.
I remember some of it. I remember shooting the ball and just watching the clock, but I don't remember falling and screaming, and it was just a blur to me. I remember calling for my mom because I was so scared. The pain in my foot was so bad. I couldn't stop screaming and crying. There's coaches above me saying it's okay, you're the strongest person ever, you're gonna get through this.
It took about 20 minutes for the paramedics to get there, and the screams of hearing one of your players, knowing could be a career-ending injury for someone who is so talented. You see them laying on the floor. It just honestly makes you want to throw up as a mom, as a parent, as a coach.
It's been hard. There's been falls and not being able to do some stuff, but I'm getting there. It's going to be a process, and I'm going to still keep working it up, but I remember when it first happened, I'm in my cast and I'm hopping around and I just fall randomly because I can't I just forget I can't use it anymore.
She began to get in the gym with us during practices, doing small things. Obviously not doing cutting drills or anything because her strength wasn't there yet, but she would dribble, ride the bike, shoot foul shots, and then you could tell that wasn't enough for her, that she was pushing herself outside of the boundaries that she should have been, and we were all so amazed. She went up and down the court a couple times the first time, and she stopped. She was out of breath, needed to come out. But the next time she was out on the court, she got a rebound and dribbled coast to coast and made a layup. And the game basically, us as parents and coaches basically stopped the game because everybody was cheering. We couldn't believe that 4 weeks after physical therapy that she was actually on the court doing what she liked to do.
Her daughter was doing my PT, so she'd constantly be telling her daughter to do more with me and helping me, so she had a big role with getting more rehab and more PT with me, but she'd always check up on me. Sue was the biggest supporter through it all.
She didn't want to miss this. She said, I will be back for Run for the Roses.
I'm so excited. Like, this was the one thing I wanted to do. Like, I remember when I was hurt, I was like, I need to be back for this tournament. I need to like be back with my team. I need to help them. Like, it's been 6 months, like today kind of. So I'm really happy I'm here, and I'm really happy I'm playing today.
This is the opportunity for her to shine. This is the stage that she needs. So, you know, we appreciate the stage, and we hope she does well this weekend.
In this matchup, the pink team, which is Sisters Keepers, taking on the Philly Freedom Stars in red. This was a defensive game early on. A lot of turnovers and some missed shots, but then after that, it was Sisters Keepers' Latasha Lattimore, number 33, that really started to take charge. The big threat inside, so hard to defend and cover. Had a great game for Sisters Keepers as they went on to win. After the game, Cashay Johnson, the head coach.
For the most part, we had our flow. We're an up-tempo team. Our biggest concern is turnovers. We got to get better at protecting the ball and a little bit more movement. Those are the main things I had concerns with, and also just boxing out and rebounding.
You get to show your talent. Like, even if you're not known, or you don't have to be known to come here, and you just like play your best. And a lot of coaches get to notice you. In June school, for example, if they're here, you just play your best, and they get to notice you.
It's a really great tournament. There's a lot of talent under one roof, and everyone has they have a chance to either go high D1, you know, D2. No matter where, no matter what they do, they have a chance, you know, to make it. So, you know, we have a lot of schools coming at us, but it's all gonna come down to a point where we have to pick our top 10, and that's like my grade 11. So that should be real soon. So just look forward to that.
UCLA, Louisville, and Gator.
This is an Elite Youth Basketball League matchup with Pro Skills, the team in black, versus Tennessee Flight, the team in white. Pro Skills with Sarah Andrews, who was the 7th-ranked player in the 2020 class, along with Baylor commit, her teammate Hannah Gusters, but not enough for Tennessee Flight. Alasia Hayes, number 5, knocking down a big 3 here, led the way for them. Here's head coach Tom Insel after the game.
Well, I mean, EYBL, it's physical. Game's physical. There's going to be a lot of fouls both ways. We come out and our team was prepared. Since 2005, won 3 national titles, and we knew today was going to be our toughest day that we had in probably 10 years. It's not going to intimidate us. We're from Tennessee. We're the founding place of women's basketball. You know, Pat Summit started when we started, so you know our girls come ready to play every time.
It was a challenge. I already knew ahead of the game that who I was playing with, she was real aggressive. So I was like, well, I gotta play her the same way she's gonna be playing. The free throw point of view, I shot a lot in school. I've been working on it in all season, and I was prepared to make clutch free throws like this in a game like this.
There's a lot more action still to come here on day 2 of 4 for the Run for Roses from Louisville, Kentucky. We'll have our 3rd show coming up a little bit later. More on Roses TV. Stay tuned.